The new vault block is finally added into Minecraft, so we have a use for the trial key. Hello there, Ray here, and let's take a look at how this weird block works. So the new vault block can be found inside of the trial chambers. These are the new structures coming to 1.21 that can be found in the deep slate area under the world. They look a bit like the trial spawners, and they can only be opened after you defeat the trial spawner and get a trial key. Then you can right click the trial key onto the vault, and it will start spitting out some mid-tier to high-tier gear and supplies. And the vault can only be used one time, so after that you can see the image in front changes, and when I right click with the key it doesn't accept it anymore. Now they did say that the current loot isn't going to be the final loot. So what type of loot would you like to see coming from it? Now I would definitely like to see one unique item coming from the structure, something kind of like the Swift Sneak, which encourages players to go to a specific structure. Because currently there isn't anything too unique to the trial chambers, other than maybe the Breeze, if you want to capture yourself one of those. Most people seem excited for these structures just to come in here and mine up all the copper, which the entire thing is made up of. I did a poll on my community tab asking you guys what do you thought of the vault. And you can get notified about these polls just by being a subscriber of mine and turning on the bell notifications set to all. Now in the poll, the majority of people said that the loot was poor, and I did mention in the explanation video, which is always linked below, that the loot will be changed throughout the snapshot before the final release. This was confirmed by Mojang. There's also a chunk of people that wish it was renewable. Now I also wish this, but it does seem that they purposely made it this way so we cannot continue to fight the trial chambers and get good loot from it, but instead have to continue to go out further in your world looking for more of these structures that you can loot. As they said that the exploration part of Minecraft is a key part of it, and there was only a small percentage of people that actually liked it as it was. I really enjoy reading all your guys' comments, so let me know what you think of these updates. Now within each structure you can find several different vault blocks. They're typically on top of these kind of copper blocks near other spawners. There's another one over here, one up here in the tree room. So not too many per structure. They also have a unique ability of opening up their keyhole when there is a player who hasn't used them yet within 4 blocks of them. They will also close the keyhole when you get further than 4.5 blocks. You can actually see it's like a little skull that opens its mouth up and its eyes glow. It's pretty cool. This also activates the particles and will show you the little different icons of the things that you can get from it, similar to like a mob spawner, except these are items, so it's pretty cool. So if I click on it right as it switches, you can see it then switches again and shows me the book. So even though it shows you some item, doesn't mean you're going to get that exact item. It just changes it up to some of the random items that come from the loot table. So let's take a look at some of the loot that you can get. So you can see we're getting some iron enchanted gear. We're also getting enchanted books, horse armor. We got some saddles, shields. We're also getting the actual diamond item as well as emeralds. And more rarely we're getting some diamond gear, but also some enchanted golden apples. This doesn't mean that diamonds or enchanted golden apples are actually renewable, because you can only use one key on each of the vaults. So you'd have to keep exploring more trial spawners to get more diamonds, which it really wouldn't be worth doing comparing to just going out and doing some mining. So the main idea behind the vault is to have like a chest that multiple people can loot, so that people come later to the structures can also get some loot, not just the first person visit it. But just like a normal chest, once you have looted yourself, you can't come back and like re-loot it. So far it's mostly just gear for like mid-game. Now they did say that loot is going to be completely revised as the development continues. So we'll see if this is the case, or if it's like other times where they say the loot's going to change and it only changes a little bit between the snapshots and the final release. And the loot that these do give is the same loot that's used previously in the trial chambers. While I'm using keys on vaults, use your finger on the like button. Now the trial key also got updated with its looks, so that it looks similar to the vault. Not like the other trial spawners, it cannot be blown up. And because it's an NBT, it can't be moved with pistons. You can mine it, but it mines really slowly. Try to deter people from destroying these. That way other people can come in and get loot from them as well. Now there is customizations for the actual vault block for map makers. You can change out what items actually needed in order to open up. Here you can see for the natural ones to use the trial key. And you can also change out what items you want to showcase in the center, as well as the other data. So you can see it's closed for my left player, but if I come in with a different account and get within range, it will open up. But if you try to use a key from someone who already looted it, this is what happens. It makes a noise, but it doesn't accept your key. That's because the data of the block remembers which players are already rewarded. Now there is a state updating resumes at time. This is in game ticks and it continues to keep rising. So you're not able to use it, but if I give the key to the other account, they can then right click it and open it up. And now both players' information is collected here. So only by changing your player's information can you then reopen it up to use again. Now the vault, the trial spawners, and the entire trial chamber, all that's coming for 1.21, where the other changes and bug fixes that are kind of smaller are going to be in the next full release, being 1.20.5 for Java Edition. It changed the way that potion effects will show up on entities and items, as it will no longer encode their default values. So I just gave a strength potion to the zombie here, and you can see it shows up as being effect, Minecraft, strength, and then 0. And then under active effects, it shows the duration, if the icon's going to show, and then the type of effect. And for all mobs which have the hand items as well as the armor items, they introduce something called body armor item as well as body armor drop chance. So for any mobs that have the armor items or hand items NBT, they've also added in a new one called body armor item as well as body armor drop chance. That way if they introduce any more mobs in the future which can wear armor like the wolf, they'll make sure they'll be able to drop it with the correct information that goes with it. When renaming wolf armor, then putting it on your wolf, and then if the wolf would happen to die, the armor that you just renamed would lose its name, or any NBT related things. So it was changed to act like zombies when they pick up like your armor, and when they die, they still keep your name and all the other information. So the wolf armor will do the same thing. And they changed decor items like on llamas to use this new body armor item. And when using commands to put armor and stuff onto these, they'll now use the new armor body tag. Now the vanilla data pack got updated to version 30, and the resource pack got updated to version 25. They also removed some unused shaders as well as replaced shaders on the clouds and updated a few other things. You might have noticed this where you start walking away from a zombie and all of a sudden the armor looks a little bit different from far away. They fixed it so it only becomes foggy when the zombie itself only goes out a distance. They also fixed this shading issue. You can see the bottom half of the sniffer's nose is differently shaded than the top half, so it will look normal. Anyone who's an operator on the server can now actually view this TPS chart, so you don't just have to be the owner of it. Dedicated servers can also configure how they want region files to be compressed, and you can even come up with a custom compression. Now come over and say hello to me over at my Twitch livestream and drop a follow over there while you're there. And you can even join me in testing the new vault block, which is going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget to take advantage of your free Twitch sub if you have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime. Twitch will pay me for your free sub and it doesn't cost anything extra to you. Otherwise, you can just leave a like on the video and share with others, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!